Guys, what's up? It's Eunice and welcome back to my channel. So, for today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I grew my brows. So I purposely grew out my brows for this video, and if you guys don't know, I used to have a unibrow up until I learned how to groom my own brows and start plucking it. So back in the Philippines, I would often get my brows threaded at Lay Bare, pero hindi tayo makalabas ngayon because there's a pandemic around. So here is how I grew my brows at home by myself. There's still a lot to learn and you'll see me struggle while I film it. So if you guys want to see how I grew my brows, then just keep on watching. So I start off with just combing my brows using a spoolie. So this one is from the Benefit Precisely My Brow. So after combing my brows, what I like to do is create a brow map. This is something that I learned from Benefit Cosmetics. So you're gonna start from the dimple of your nose straight up. That is where your brow is supposed to start. And then across your iris is where your brow is supposed to arch. So I just like to make sure that I could see the lines later on. And then right at your outer corner is where your brow is supposed to end. So we're just gonna do that on the other side. I have a lot of trouble with this eyebrow. It's like my problematic eyebrow, I want to say. So now that we have those marks, what we're gonna do is connect the lines. So we're not connecting the dots because these are lines. Anyway, we're gonna connect it and that is gonna create the shape of your brow. So what you want to do later is try and keep all your hairs within this brow map. So what you're gonna do is pluck whatever is not within these lines. So that's gonna make it easier for you to shape it later. It's just gonna help create that guide that you can follow once you're plucking your brows. Okay, so it's now time to pluck. So the easiest way to do it is pull your skin and then pluck in the direction of the hair growth. So that's gonna make it easier for you to pluck, less painful, and it's gonna prevent those little ingrowns and make sure that you are able to pluck the entire hair follicle. I had trouble pulling my skin and plucking the hair when I was filming, but usually when I'm not filming me shaping my brows, I would really pull the skin so that it's less painful. So now we're taking our brow gel and what we're gonna do is just comb our brows upward, and that way you'll see which hairs are way too long. That's gonna really create that unruly brows later on. So what you want to do is just comb your brows up, and that way you can see which brow hairs are going past that guide. So what we'll do later on is trim those. Okay, so now I'm taking my brow scissors and I'm using a spoolie just to make sure that I'm only cutting until that, that little end. Because a lot of times when I don't use a spoolie, I overcut my brows and sometimes I create bald spots, And here is how it looks like after we pluck and clean the stray hairs. So now we're going to fill it in using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. So if you guys have seen my previous videos on how I fill in my brows, it's still the same. I start off with brushing it with a spoolie, and then starting with the tail end of my brows, that's where I really focus the product and start filling in with light brush strokes. Not brush strokes, like light strokes to mimic natural brow hair. And then I just start filling in the middle part of my brow, any bald spots. So it's still the same technique, light hands to create that natural brow hair look. And once I'm happy with how it looks, I always go back in with a spoolie just to make sure that all the product is spread across my brows and there's no one part of my brows that has, more product, creating that uneven look. Now it's time to do the other brow. So I'm just gonna fast forward through this because you guys have seen me do this a lot of times. So you can stop here, but what I like to do is kind of carve out my brows using a matte concealer. Whenever I do this, I feel like my brows just really looks perfectly shaped and more sharp and precise, and a lot cleaner too. So that is why I like to do it. But don't get me wrong, when I'm in a rush, 9 times out of 10 I'm not doing this. But when I have the time to do it, I like doing it. It's quite easy, it doesn't take a while, because I like doing it before applying foundation. So here is how my filled in carved out brows look, and now we're finishing off with some brow gel. So I typically finish with a brow mascara, not a brow gel, but recently I wanted to try just a clear brow gel. So that is how I grew my brows. So I typically would start plucking as soon as I see a lot of stray hairs all over my brow, because I feel like whenever I have a lot of stray brow hairs, it makes my makeup application or my face even just my face look messy, or like it's just not my favorite. So I always take time to groom my brows and make sure that I pluck out the stray hairs, and then whenever I'm too lazy to do that, I just do the concealer trick and kind of hide those stray hairs for now up until I have enough time to actually pluck them out na. So typically, I would pluck my brows every 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, every 2 to 3 weeks kasi I find that that's when, you know, I have enough brow hair na hindi ko siya super mapapanipisan because I'm not a fan of like super thin brows. What I like is like full, really arch brows, and I do have some trouble with this brow right here kasi for some reason I feel like I botched it once and then I'm still trying to grow it out so that medyo mapanday ko siya with this other brow. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I do hope that you learned something new today and it helped you learn how to groom your own brows at home. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, it's Eunice. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!